So what is a knowledge graph? Knowledge graph is so a structured representation of your knowledge in a given, let's say, content. So imagine, you find a uh, paragraph where some names are there and some relationship is there. So simple example, Dhritarashtra, the king of Hastinapur, he had 100 children. Duryodhana was his eldest son. Bhishma was the great grandfather of Duryodhana. So like that, let's say there is a paragraph. What is a knowledge graph representation? Okay, Dhritarashtra is one concept, Duryodhana, Bhishma. Then there's a relationship, no, between Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. What it is? It is child of. If you go in this direction, if you go in this direction from son of, right? So like that, there is a structured representation of your knowledge. You may have seen this in knowledge graph or usually mind map, right? So a knowledge graph gives you a structured representation of the actual knowledge. Relationships, how they are related. Exactly. See, entity relationship is not only in the database modeling, but also if you really think about it, any concept that we deal with has this kind of a entity relationship, right? So we can model it like that. So the moment you have an entity relationship or a knowledge graph of the content that you're dealing with, then the quality of your retrieval can improve dramatically. And through that, you're able to also reason better. As we go further, we can understand. See, our AI Krishna is not there to simply extract the chunks and to give answers. So AI Krishna should be able to give reasoning kind of answers also. Not just, okay, there is already some text, take the text and then, churn it and then give answer. So for him to be able to give better answers, he needs to have a map of the knowledge. Then, he'll be able to retrieve better. He'll be able to then generate better. So a graph RAG may yield a better result. Again, I'm using the word may. Unless we do experiments, I won't know. But this seems like, at least on the theoretical front, seems like a better model, better approach than a traditional simple RAG. Okay. So I want us to be able to quickly get to this level. You understand? So next week, I want you to become comfortable building RAG and push some documents and be able to ask some questions. And then maybe the following week, get into a graph RAG. So another 2 weeks, we want to experiment with all this. Then another next 2 weeks, we should be experimenting with actual questions and answers, looking at, how do we embed, how do we chunk it. So by end of April, early May, we should be able to have a higher degree of confidence in, okay, our AI Krishna can be powered by XYZ. This is the exact approach. We should arrive at that production quality approach by early May.
So this is other than that, what you told in the morning, that is your RAG pipeline thing. This is a graph RAG.
This is, think of it like a RAG pipeline.
And how do you apply this on the?
So this is so what it does is, in the RAG, what has happened is you're chunked.
Yeah,
and you have put it in your vector space, right? In the graph RAG, what happens is you have that, plus you have something called as this graph representation of your knowledge. So I don't know whether, just think of this. Circles are representing the entities, and there are lines that are. So if you think about, knowledge, you can think of knowledge in this way also. Knowledge as, some concepts, and concepts are related to each other. So this is a structured representation of your knowledge. So a knowledge graph connected to a vector chunk will enable you to retrieve higher quality content, because the knowledge graphs helps you to see what is the right path to choose. And then, you can then get those. And this is the experiment that is available in this site, yeah, Microsoft's Graph RAG. Yeah, so I want us to be able to experiment with this within the next couple of weeks.
Vijayji, we are already doing that. First of all, we have selected VectorDB, then we have already done that chunking thing, then face index. We're already, refining the content for a better.
Yeah, result.
So on the top of this, that again you want to.
Yeah, then this will theoretically, it will improve even further. It will give us a lot more. See, at the end of the day, what is the problem? The problem is, we want to give as close to accurate answers as possible, right? That's the problem statement that we're facing. So this is going to guide that retrieval process in a certain way.
Now, if you take the sequence, first we are giving PDF, then chunking, then the face index, and then the top three.
Yeah.
Where does this come in that sequence?
So in the number one where you're chunking, right?
Number two chunking.
Number two chunking, right? Number two chunking. This is think of it like in parallel to 2, there's another say 2. If let's say that is 2A, call it as 2B. In 2A, you chunk. In 2B, you create a knowledge representation.
Knowledge representation of the chunk already.
No,
chunked.
prior to chunk.
Prior to
your
on
raw
the PDF
on the PDF itself. Your PDF itself, you can create a knowledge representation.
This will This will give a ERM, a model, entity relationship model.
Yeah, I mean it does. It is not called a ER model. It's called a knowledge graph, but conceptually it is similar. Yeah, it allows you. If you think about it, it allows you to move.
Yeah.
Move.
Community hierarchy.
I mean, once you understand the concepts, they're all very, very straightforward. There's nothing really complex about it.
And how do we apply this, Vijayji? I mean, this is like, what is this? This is a microservice, or how does
this can be embedded as a microservice. It's already if you see here, it's already a GitHub repository. So it's nothing but a Python library that you can take and you can embed, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Vijay, I will need to leave in like 2 minutes. So if there is anything requiring my.
No. His 2 minutes means, the next 10 minutes we will ensure that, we freeze the UI side of the things. It's like when commute, no, in next 5 minutes I'm there. So like that.
Till 150, I picked, okay, Ravalji, you have to leave in 5 minutes. He's like, I have to leave in the other 50.
Yeah, I'm like, so.
No, he
tells on that thing like,
that Dhavalji is an expert engineer. You need to understand that.
Yeah.
Expert engineers have these keywords.
You have to wait for them.
These keywords are there. Okay.
Whenever my manager used to ask me, when will be this task done? Super secrets, okay? It should not go out. Okay. When will be this task done? I will say today. Not even tomorrow. Next day, she will ask, when will be this done? Today. Because it's almost done. There is some bug.
See, because when she's asking or whoever, they have not defined exactly how they need. And if they get into that, it is at least another 1 hour discussion. And they usually don't have that time.
Never say no.
It is done. See here, this documentation is done. Okay. The other 3 teams have identified. So on the UI, productionization of student
That's in progress now. So a lot of things have been done. Now you are using my. How she knows you picked up your language. Yeah. So we have defined the structure, and we have also identified the steps for production version, and there are multiple branches in Git right now reflecting those steps as well. So this week, what we are doing is we are setting up the repository in everyone's machine and them being able to locally run and test their changes. So the structure that we have identified, what I'm going to start going to do is give them a piece of that structure one by one. So they know the structure very well. What is it that is expected from a component naming perspective, hierarchy perspective, what are the APIs that are supposed to be used, and what is the shape of the component looking like with respect to interface and props and state, and they can use AI and Bolt to develop that feature, stabilize it, test it, and send me a diff.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how we are
Through GitHub PR or
yeah, through GitHub here. So
Okay.
I'm going to set up GitHub on each one's machine.
so shall we say right now it is 70%?
This is your using, you're asking to use mock API or the real API?
Currently mock API, but we will also integrate with real API.
Okay, so this is yet to be done.
Yeah.
Assign portions of dev work.
Yeah.
Right?
There are some root and some other API, logout API, have not implemented yet.
No worries.
The original ones are still there.
But it's backup. Yesterday, after yesterday's discussion, were you able to get student made API backup or it's still down?
No, I'll get that backup and I'll give that. I do all this logout and other things at another branch.
There's no hurry for that. Once this is back, let me know. I'll test out the latest.
You are thinking of refining color scheme and UI elements.
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah, so we will,
It's
that's-
an ongoing.
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing. Based on, how we receive feedback, say Murli ji reviews it or Guruji reviews it or any UX person reviews it, we will be able to refine the. Right.
Okay, so now
Hmm.
let's identify what is that you would like
What is
to
the-
say.
what is the B?
One minute. Yeah. Which one, G?
Assign portions of development of the UI development.
So now he has an army of UI engineers.
Oh, UI does.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. No, this is like devs, I'm looking at what operations. This.
Yeah.
Like
No.
developers.
Yeah, developers. So, G, for the coming week, so productionization of student made will continue. Okay, that is one thing. Then
There is
portions.
one more discussion we need to have for lesson API finalization. So that we will have in the following session that we do. But it's a part of production, I think. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then this refined color scheme, I will keep it as ongoing.
Yeah.
Any other items that you are thinking?
No, one more thing that now comes to my mind is how do we track assignment? Like, do we want to set up some sort of, or do you have something in your mind like, where we can track the individual work?
Yeah, you could, each one of you,
Hmm.
if you want, you can look into something called as a Taiga. Taiga.io. Okay, so you can create a board. You probably are very comfortable with it. This is for task management. Okay, so for example,
Microsoft projects, short version.
So you can-
Microsoft project.
so either one of you can create a, your respective projects, or if you want me to do it, let me know. No. This is, think of this way, Ji. Think of, use your Biscuit GitHub. So this is for tracking your tasks, assigning tasks.
We can't assign, we will only assign those.
No. Now Dhavalji will assign, Shamanji will assign.
Work with somebody, there are like
Nothing stops you to assign back to the.
So what we can do is, each one of you who need to manage something, you can have your own boards.
Yeah.
Either that way you can manage, And my recommendation is, manage the boards at a particular component level. So for example, student made UI can be one component. So this is not the view for the product as such. Product viewpoint we will think next.
Yeah,
But right now we are not really dealing with that complexity.
yes.
Let each component team manage. It is slightly different in the sense that, for example, not only that, say for example, Shravanji has to deal with, say, Anisha, Kushi, Pratibha, Karni, right? So, okay, so now what is that work that Karni has to do for today? Has he done it? And what are the main items that we want to target? So you will be able to have a simple Kanban view. Kanban view is, where, you will have, yeah.
Allows item specific conversation. If I assign some task to someone, some UI task, if they have questions, they post it in that item. I reply it back to that item. So we can have question and answer going on.
And this
Discussion
tracking of
going on.
dependency.
Because GitHub, so our Google chat becomes cluttered if all these conversations are happening. You lose the context. So this is easy. So
There you go.
take up. Yeah.
Can you share?
Oh, they've not.
Okay, Vijay, I can move.
Just one more thing, Ji. One more thing, Ji. So what else you want to target? So
If anything else you have in mind, let me know. Otherwise, that's pretty much it.
Do you think you can come up with the first cut of the agent rate?
Yeah, but I would want to do now I would want to do a round of testing with students rather than going that way.
No, not the teachmate. I'm talking about the APIs that they are building, the chart form equivalent. Do you want to get a initial?
Yeah,
UI?
that I would want to do, but what I would want to also, because we are near 19th April now, is focus on energy on getting this tested with students. Yeah, so that if they come up with feedback and
So
reviews,
good
yeah.
prompt. Hey, one of us have to own that part with
Yeah.
Darshanji.
Yeah.
For 19th content. Yeah.
Speak to Darshan, Darshan is a when it should be for us, the GPT feedback is not coming, content feedback is not coming. Either you have to talk or Guruji has to talk and send us something so that we can move forward.
Okay, so let's say I speak to him,
Yes.
but after that, will you be able to coordinate with him?
Yes.
Huh? Okay, so we'll have that task also.
Yes.
So workshop setup. Yeah, ideally from tomorrow, Monday onwards they'll be available because he had already. No, he had said he has no bandwidth because exams were going on. He had already mentioned it. From Monday he should be. I will anyway speak to him and I will let you know. So, yeah. Anything else that we need to worry about?
No, I think an actual testing with some kids. That's all.
Or June.
No, there's a workshop, no? Yeah, whatever Ashwinji sent. The workshop.
Testing the kids. Yes.
One day experience workshop.
Yeah, Vijay, when it's that one, I think we are doing something in Mysore, right? One workshop in Mysore, one day, I think.
That we need to plan separately.
That is July.
No. That cannot be in July. That has to be now that this. Alama, that 19th April, because now all of us, our energy have to be there. After 19th April, we need to probably either they, along with some teachers, come here or we go there so that we can do a content workflow test along with the teachmate. By that time, if these things are integrated, then, ideally we would like to do it that way.
Both should be parallel and if possible, we have to have some real content so that the students, they can know what is happening.
What all come under-
Otherwise, we can come up with some more content and.
Because one is penal holiday.
So,
Exactly, we have-
content for student made. Primarily, focus should be.
Not dummy data.
He has chosen some 4 or 5 topics, Darshanji. for those 4 or 5 topics, based on the student mate, you need to get the relevant content, the learning, the mastering, the evaluation.
Mastering, we have not gone ahead.
We have,
Mastering.
no, the Davaji has been showing, no, the mastering part, the AI, extra, yeah. So all the content is needed for him. Yeah.
He has already discussion. What kind of discussion we will use?
He had, I mean, I don't know whether he has finalized, but he had.
No, then we'll ask the topics. Immediately, we'll ask the content of the topics. But this is also the Monday, but some other topics available.
Yeah, and I had shared it, no? I had shared it in the group.
That's why when the fix in when they do this, then your chief manage that tiger or whatever, tiger or something, then our session starting, you know, we can just there instead of cluttering the chat.
See this one. One day our experiential learning program. This is exactly what he's talking about. Alama, in this only, if you see here, I'll show you this. Wait. Darshanji. Okay. Hey, it's already. Yeah, now it is okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so in this, if you see here,
We have that one.
Last time is something else.
no. There's not only one problem. He has thought of some 4 or 5 problems. See, the first problem is water wizards. Second one is it's in the share, Lama.
In the doc.
In the share, in the AI upstream share, you see this one-day experiential learning.
Books tomorrow.
Yeah. So Dhavalji, around 8:30 to 8:45 is when we will be leaving. Huh? Okay.
Vijay, you and him, you coordinate and get those books, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it. We'll go to talk, even see this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, Gayatri ji, learning and mastering content, based on one-day experiential workshop. Okay. And this needs to be set up. And you can work with the Dhavalji to ensure that it is set up. Yeah, these are the 2 steps. Yeah.
Yeah, which are ready. And then you guys tell for testing they will come.
Run test with children.
Even starting with, all the in the take group.
It's difficulty level.
It's so easy.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
That's all it is.
Karniji, you have anything else?
You're not hearing.
No, sir.
I just now discussed. Karniji, you're not audible.
you're there.
Audible है sir?
Now you're.
कुछ पूछना है, कुछ बोलना है या कुछ?
सर वो एक रिक्वेस्ट थी, वो बोली थी सरवन सर,
क्या?
जीसीपी अकाउंट वाला.
GCP account पूछा है, we'll get that.
जी सर.
He is stuck because his GCP, when he is trying to take an account, It's
He's not able to, is it?
coming to 15,000.
Really?
Actually, I sent him some 1,000 rupees to buy a GCP account. He is asking for 15,000.
कल स्क्रीनशॉट भी डाला था सर उसका
1,000 rupees is 15,000 also. Long time. Oh, no. You're sure? ये email में जब इसमें बिल्कुल organization అంటే కడుగుతుంది same both Prabha, Pratibha and both are asking, both are showing that it is 15,000. कन्नी जी कौन सा ईमेल यूज किया आपने?
कल विस्किट वाला किया सर उस पे भी वही आ रहा है प्रतिभा जी ने भी वही किया विस्किट्स वाला
और एक ईमेल में भी वही आ रहा है क्या 15,000?
हाँ जी सर मेरा पर्सनल पे भी वही आ रहा है और विस्किट्स पे भी वही आ रहा है नॉर्मल लॉगिन हो जाता है लेकिन जब हम प्रोजेक्ट के लिए वो बिलिंग के ऊपर लेके जाता है डिटेल्स भरते हैं अमाउंट पे करने जाते हैं तो फिर 15,000 का मैसेज आता है
बिकॉज हम सबको 1,000 रुपीज में आ गया
सर तो आप में से कोई रन मैं रन करना नहीं आ रहा हूँ
What is the issue? This could be something else.
It could be, yeah.
Both of them. I'll ask him. Yeah. कल सुबह हम 12 o'clock ये एक्सपर्ट से बात करेंगे ना तब
जी
अच्छा ओके
ओके सर
बट I think how many days we'll get an organizational account?
No,
Say by next
you mean when we can start setting up our own account? This you set up your own biscuit account only.
Biscuit account?
Yeah.
No.
Payment
Organization.
Yeah, so that he had said that last time when I spoke to him, he's already spoken to the Axis Bank and it should be out anytime. As soon as I'm able to get to him, I'll speak to him about it once again. Let's have a clarity about what is the next step by at least Monday. Let's target to get a clarity on Monday. By Monday.
Sure, we can go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll check tomorrow.
Kiran.
Yeah. And then I'll go and buy one organizational account on this kid's name.
Okay.
Then we will
Reimburse.
later.
That's another thing that I can check.
Yes, Google, why should they have?
No, they have Google Workspace and Google Drive. That's what we are getting our email and something.
Oh, that is right. Purna Chetana, that is the, it is Purna Chetana organization.
Yeah.
Or, and it, I think we have to go through Darshanji. It's not this on or tech.
They are not using it, it's ideal resource.
I think we should ask Darshanji. Yeah, you are right. Sorry. Because it should work with Purna Chetana. All our biscuit Gurukuls are under that. It is not payment from Shishidhar. It should be via Purna Chetana. The biscuit is under Purna Chetana.
So now you set up a Shravanji at Biscuits Gurukul and GCP, right?
I set up actually originally on my personal thing.
Sure.
But it is still working with my that same service account, still working with my biscuits. Gurukul also. Once you get a service account, a billing account, it is working.
You connected your personal billing.
Personal billing.
Okay. So now if let's say we
personal billing, because it is recognizing personal billing, it is not allowing more than 1 or 2 services.
Okay, if we now create a organization account,
I'll get more services. Each of our database and each of those elements there.
And right now we haven't yet been able to create an organization account.
Huh?
We've not yet been able to create an org account.
On GCP, no. Because cloud building finally needs GCP. Cloud putting on the cloud needs GCP. We are looking at it. So that's the.
Where are you running your cloud run now? In your personal account?
The billing is my personal account, but the cloud is, see, these guys they need a billing from somewhere. They are able, on that, they are allowing two containers, two services. Both services are used, one for SQL and other one for my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then let me do a follow-up with first Darshanji.
Darshanji, if he has
And
an
then,
organizational billing account, billing account, and I also have to know what is the limitation of the billing account. What are the services I can?
Like, he has, we can figure out, right? We can,
Yeah,
we can.
we can figure.
let me
Yeah,
prompt you.
that's a good point. What you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It should
Yeah.
be on Purna Chetana.
Yeah.
Not on JADU or anything.
Yeah. I'll do that. Super.
Okay, Karniji will sort this out. But आपका personal में why it's 15,000, tomorrow we'll sort out.
जी सर.
Okay.
And I think Carnegie's travel is not yet fixed. No, he's not able to get the ticket.
No, we have to now fix it. Karniji, when you will be able to come here? One Saturday, why don't you plan to come here?
सर विजय सर से भी डिस्कस हुआ, वैसे तो ब्रेक जर्नी करके आना पड़ेगा, डायरेक्ट टिकट 2 महीने तक नहीं है सर. वेटिंग ही वेटिंग आ रहा, रोज सुबह मैं 4 बजे 3 बजे चेक करता हूँ, 2 महीने बाद की वेटिंग ओपन होती है, लेकिन वो वेटिंग ही मिलती है सर.
He's not getting the ticket. Jaipur.
Jaipur, you have a direct train now. Oh, but that is more very difficult.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you feel, Shravanji? Is it going okay, or would a face-to-face enable better?
Language problem.
Hmm.
We better need one or 2 days face to face.
So should the Carnegie take a break journey and then travel anyway? Because it is 2 months, means it is not going to work. So Carnegie, if it is a break journey, can you find out how can you travel and whether there's any change that is needed in the finances that was discussed earlier?
जी सर, देख के बताता हूँ सर मैं आपको.
Huh? Yeah.
ब्रेक जर्नी का देख के बताता हूँ सर.
Break means, okay, from Jaipur, one point, and there, after you have to catch another train like that. Earlier, he was thinking of a straight journey. That is not available for the next 2 months. But whether a break journey is possible, that he'll find out.
Somewhere in between, then take another
train or whatever.
April 30th. Actually, ये month end को आप try कर सकते हैं. April 30th, it seems only one. Wait list is 343. It should be done.
जी सर, ट्राई करता हूँ सर.
So first preference is Carnegie. Look for what is the earliest you can travel with a break journey. Okay, earliest.
जी.
That way, at least you can spend enough time here with everyone. If that is not available, then you can look into that month-end thing. Focus on the break journey, ji.
जी सर.
Okay, so that is that. Okay.
Also, we are not come together anytime physically. She's some problem.
Pratibha ji should ideally come next Saturday. That's what she was saying. These 2 weeks she wasn't able. Yeah. So anyway, in you have.
It's a bit far up. Oh.
So if you want, you can actually have a working session with her.
Yeah, we can call her to, we can work it out also.
Yeah, so you can find out that.
No, I think right now, some children's exams are happening. She said this week she'll be free.
Yeah, so from this Saturday, she said she'll come. Okay. And Anisha and Kushi, anything else from your side?
Anisha Kushi.
No, from this week we have to rulay.
It's a difficult task. Kushi relying.
So we already given 7 APIs, and Monday, Tuesday onward we will amp it up. So then,
For them 7 APIs.
yesterday that is what they were asking. How do we handle stress? They'll have a real life experience of how to handle stress.
7 years, 7 APIs, just 7 hours for you.
Yes.
1 day.
Then how it should be do it on VS Code or Google?
Where are
No,
you
it-
comfortable? Huh?
No, but it should be deployed in the Cloud Run. So,
Oh,
so you can develop wherever you feel like developing, but
yeah, but you have to
it should
bring it
ideally
back.
come into the same GitHub, that entire pipeline, no, it has to come. So what you are doing is a
Visual
production
Code?
quality work.
You know Visual Code? Yeah, you use things.
It's in the file.
You develop somewhere, put it in this. In fact, I am also thinking parallelly, what was that other one I have taken earlier? Not bolt, this is a third one other than cursor. So what is the both cursor and we have
And
one more.
click.
Cursor plot. Huh? Bubble is not. No, I think it's Claude only. No, cursor. Yeah, I need to couple Claude with but Sonnet only I'm using. Right now, cursor is using Sonnet only. Not intelligent enough to find out
Okay.
GCP issues or platform issues. Obviously, anybody will be thinking like that only.
Yeah.
He'll think it's a problem in the code. You ask him to debug the code, he'll look at only the code.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we got all the bases covered, right? Huh? So we'll end with the prayer. Om Sato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Karniji, we are ending.
थैंक यू सर, हरि ओम सभी को।
Hari Om.